everyone, my name is Abby and I'm the Vice President of Finance for the RLAS this year. Welcome back to another episode of Motivation Monday. So today we're talking about self-care, but not in the way that you normally hear it. We're going to talk about financial self-care. Self-care is more than treating yourself to something every so often. Sometimes it's about tackling what stresses us out and finding easy ways to conquer what's overwhelming. Today I'm going to be sharing some budgeting strategies, some tips on saving money as a student, and an easy way to track incoming and outgoing expenses.
The budgeting strategy we'll be discussing is the 20-30-50 rule. This is a simple way to divide your paycheck or any incoming money you may receive. It allows you to calculate your necessary expenses, put money into savings, and still have some left over for fun splurges. Let's visualize this rule with a pie chart. In the largest section is your needs. These are essentials such as groceries, rent, and transit. You should be spending at least 50% of your income on these essentials. Next comes your savings. You should be setting a minimum of 20% of your earnings aside for savings. Last comes your wants. You should be spending a maximum of 30% of your earnings on fun expenses such as going out for drinks with friends, a new pair of shoes you don't need, but be mindful not to spend more than this 30% every month. Let's break this down. Let's say you make $500 every week. That means you should be spending $250 on your essential purchases. You should be putting aside $100 every week for your savings. And you should be spending no more than $150 on non-essential purchases. But what happens if your needs are greater than 50% of your income? Always calculate your needs first. This way you won't ever be without money to cover essential expenses. Next, put your minimum 20% of your earnings into your savings account. Lastly, you can use whatever's left over for non-essential purchases. Always do wants last, as essentials and your savings are what's most important.
So that's the 20-30-50 division rule. Now let's talk about some simple ways you can save money every day as a university student.
So how can you save money on essential purchases? Invest in appliances that will save you money in the long run, like a coffee maker. Buy snacks in bulk and fill your school bag with them. You won't have to buy anything during the day, so you'll save time and money. Look out for student discounts. Lots of companies offer these. Remember that if you don't see a discount option, to ask for one. Some companies don't advertise their promotions. Try and fix something before you buy it brand new. Often it's much cheaper to fix a cracked iPhone than to buy a new one, saving you money on large expenses.
Now I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to make a super simple spreadsheet to track incoming and outgoing expenses on Google Sheets.
This is how I like to organize my incoming and outgoing expenses. I like to use Google Sheets because it's saved to your Google account, so you can log in anywhere and access it. In the first column, put the date the income was deposited into your account or the expense was made. Then the type of transaction, then a description box for you to add more detail, and then 2 columns that make it clear one is for money coming into your account and one is for money going out. Feel free to customize your tracking sheet as you like. I add borders and color code mine so it's easy to see and identify what I'm looking for. What I like to do is add totals at the bottom with a simple formula. In the subtotal row, you're going to add a formula that will calculate a sum. In the total row, you're going to merge the cells together and create a larger cell that will take what you spent from what you earned, leaving you with what you have left over. Since we want to save at least 20% of our earnings, this total should be about 20% of what we earned for this period of time. I like to add more rooms for cells in which I know I'll be writing more. Let's go through some examples. Here we see that on July 23, 2020, I spent $25 on a social expense, which was lunch with my friends, and we put that in the money out column. Let's say, on July 24th, I received my biweekly paycheck from my workplace of $500. When you put that into the money in column, you can see that the sum was automatically calculated and that I'm left with $475 at the end.
And that's it. Hopefully you learned something to make managing your finances a little less daunting, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.